first, I'm just gonna take this top bow layer. I'm gonna put a dab of hot glue and make your pieces meet in the middle. Now with this bow, it's slightly different than probably what you've usually done because this band in the middle is slightly lower, and that's just so it will fit better with the wings. And always be careful when you're playing with hot glue. So we're gonna put that down, and we'll do this one. Dab that hot glue in the middle, fold it over, and you might notice that it's the same way with this. It's less noticeable on this one, but the band is slightly lower than your center. So we're gonna put that there. Okay, so now here we go with the wings. So these are the top wings. This is the outside of the wing that I want, and this is the inside. And this one, you're gonna fold, you're simply folding it over, and you're gonna make it get meat there. So, and don't put too much hot glue because otherwise you'll have excess running over and you could burn your fingers. But just put a little bit of hot glue. I have a little bit of excess, I'll wipe that off. And hold it. Okay, now there's one wing, and this is the left one. Okay, so here's the wing again. This is the outside, the inside. Dab the hot glue, and you just fold it over and make it meet. Also try and make sure that everything is staying straight and lined up with each other. Okay, so here's where it's different, because with the bottom, so I still want this to be the outside, this is the inside, but instead of just folding it over, you're gonna bend it. So you see that? You're gonna bend it to create the loop. There we go, a little excess. Okay, and then this is how it's going. So, and if you want to know, look, use this as the reference for which way it faces. So that's going to be that loop. Okay, same thing, outside, inside. You're going to bend it until it meets. Okay. And the reason why you don't want excess overflowing is it might affect your thicknesses and where things meet together. Okay. So, and this is the thinner side. If you're looking at it like this is how they'll meet together. Okay, now I'm going to take the left loops. You're going to put the bottom one on the top. Put your dab and line it up. Wipe any excess off your sides. And look at that. Okay, same thing. Put the bottom loop on top. And wipe off my excess. Okay. Now you can do this one or two ways on how to attach the wings to the rest of the bow. You can either put glue there and make it meet in the middle, right? And then you just repeat the same thing and put glue there or glue there and then make it meet. Or since these are pretty thick, I'm gonna go ahead Put just a little bit of hot glue. I don't want a whole lot because I don't want it to add to the chunkiness that's already going on. And if you don't want to use hot glue, you can also use super glue for this part. That won't add any chunkiness. But now you have your wings. Okay. So now this is the part, this is why I was mentioning that the middle is just a little bit lower because it fits in there with the wings just a little bit better. Okay. So we're gonna put our glue. And you still want to try and match the middles up as much as possible. Okay, same thing here. Hot glue. Okay, now remember this one is the same where the center is just a little bit different, and then you can match your centers up. Now if you wanted, you could have put the tail on this part first before attaching it to the rest of the bow, and that just might help you make sure that the tail piece is more centered. But for the tail, we're going to do a line. And you might have to act quick. Just make sure that those are centered, an even amount on each side. And then I like to reach into the loops and just make sure that that gets pressed all the way. And if you need to go back in and add a little more glue, you can do that too. Just to make sure that tail stays. And you just reach your fingers in the loop to help press that. Okay, we're almost done. And we're gonna take our clip. I like to use a really long clip for this one because it's bigger and chunkier, so it's a little more weight. Keep in mind which way you want it to open or close. Just gonna place that there in the middle and hold it for a minute. Now for the band. There should be excess when you go to place your band, so you might have to cut off a little bit. But depending on the thickness of your materials, you might not have as much excess as you think, like me. So you can either start by putting a dab of glue there, or I think this time, put a dab there. And I'm gonna reach my finger into the loop. Just make sure you do not glue the clip closed, because when you're using, I use the Gorilla hot glue sticks, and once that is done and dried, it's on. I have ruined a bow or two not paying attention to the clip and accidentally hot gluing it closed. So I have a little bit of excess. I'm just gonna trim it a little bit. There we go. Okay, now you can put a whole bunch of glue there and just wrap it around. It's up to you. I'm just gonna stick it on the end here. Same thing, reach your finger in, open your clip, and fold it down. Just make sure you don't have any excess that would glue your clip closed. But see, look at that. And there we have a bow.